What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, Sister Girl on Films, and as you can tell by the title, I will be giving my thoughts and views on Scream 2022. So if you're interested in my views on this film that might not quite be a sequel and might not be a reboot, then stay right there. We're gonna get right into this review.
Hey, Sister Girl on Films, you don't want to miss a thing, better stay tuned in. So lay back, get into the vibe, in the mood. Real reviews from a sister's point of view. Trailer reactions, movies and TV. So entertaining and authentic, believe me. So roll that footage, I'm ready to chill. Time to hang out with my sister girl. Hey, Sister Girl on Films. Hey, Sister Girl on Films. Hey.
So Scream 2022 stars Melissa Barrera, Jenna Ortega, and Jack Quaid, and a list of other actors. Of course, we have Courtney Cox back, we have Neve Campbell, and we have David Arquette reprising their roles as Gale Weathers, Sidney Prescott, and Officer Dewey, respectively. And so we have a new set of teens in Woodsboro who are starting to be tormented by the one and only Ghostface. So it's a ghost mask killer. It's Ghostface Killer. Every time I hear Ghostface Killer, I think of Wu-Tang. But they are being tormented by our Ghostface Killer. So we have our new batch of teens, and these teens are a little bit more knowledgeable on the lore of Ghostface Killer and Sidney Prescott and how to defeat him and the backstory and all the ins and outs, because it is now really like what Woodsboro is known for at this point. And so with that in mind, you would think that these teens are really going to be able to defeat our Ghostface Killer, but baby, they weren't ready for how much this rendition of our killer decided to up the ante. And so Scream 2022, and y'all know I'm about to butcher these names, and I do apologize, is directed by Matt Benatelli Oplan and Tyler Gillette. I tried to practice saying it, and I knew I was going to mess it up, y'all. I tried. So I'm going to call them Matt and Tyler. And so Matt and Tyler also directed Ready or Not, which I freaking loved. When I first watched it, I wasn't a big fan. I watched it again and fell in love. And VHS, which is kind of low-key like a sleeper, okay? Like if you've not seen VHS, you should check it out. It's really creepy, but it is good horror, okay? And so with those two behind the camera, I was really expecting a story that was going to be well written, with characters that we would be able to really connect with, a little bit of quirk, definitely some brutal kills, definitely some gore, and just a good time, you know, kind of what I got from Ready or Not. So what I liked about Scream 2022 is first of all, I like the performances. I really thought that Melissa Barrera as Sam Carpenter and Jenna Ortega as Tara Carpenter did a really good job. I really loved their connection as sisters. I really liked the intensity that they brought to the movie. Like, they were going to be our final girls, and I really felt that throughout the film. I really liked the chemistry of the cast overall. I didn't really feel like anybody, you know, was trying to overdo it. The writing was kind of questionable at times, but I felt like the performances were really strong in this film. I also like that Sidney, Gale, and Dewey, the way they were brought into the film, they used their characters in a really good way, and it wasn't overbearing. I don't think their presence took away from any of our new stars of the film, and I think they did a really good job of just showing how those three characters have just survived so much and how traumatic their experiences have been. And despite that, they still said, I understand what you kids are going through. We lived it, and even though this would be hard for us, we are going to help you stop, you know, this crazy lunatic, and even, you know, uncover their identity, you know, so you can know who been betraying y'all behind your back, okay? And lastly, I really liked the kills. If you're not new to my channel, you know I've said before, when it comes to certain types of gore, I like it, and I think that the level of gore in this film was really good. The kills were super brutal. Like, it was like some rage up in them kills, honey. They weren't really creative and unique because, you know, Ghostface is just gonna use a knife, but it was just the force behind the knife, and some of the kills were like kind of squeamish, but not in a bad way. So I really did like the kills in the film. That's all I got for what I liked about this film, guys. As far as what I did not like about Scream 2022, let's get to it. This movie was so meta, and I know that's the thing with like the Scream sequels, is that they're like super meta, you know, breaking the fourth wall, kind of sort of really talking to the audience, you know, making it known, making it kind of a joke of the fact that it's a horror film and all the horror tropes and things like that. And I understand that's its thing, you know. But this film, honey, if you saw Matrix Resurrection, then you'll know what I'm talking about. Like, it hit us over the head with it. Like, we get it. We know this film and this franchise is known for being meta. Like, we understand. This film was very much heavy-handed on the whole, they called it a requel. So not a reboot, not a sequel. It brings in the legacy characters to introduce the new characters to the new world and to kind of create its own thing. They literally say that in the movie, and there's a whole heavy-handed scene where they go into detail about these movies that are not quite sequels, not quite reboots. And so while I felt vindicated watching this movie, because that's what I said in my trailer reaction, and everybody was on my, even though I ain't got one, they was on it. It was still annoying in the movie to continue to be hit over the head with it, because I feel like they did it more in this movie than previous films. I could be tripping because I haven't watched the previous ones in a long time, but I don't remember them being so heavy-handed with the references to horror movies and about what the film that we're watching is. And it was off-putting, and it felt kind of silly at times for me. And speaking of silly, there is an appearance by another legacy character. I'm not going to say who, because I think it's supposed to be a surprise reveal. But when it happens, I was like, what? First of all, this character, they look weird. Like, I get that they're older, you know, than when we first saw them, but it just looked really weird. I don't know why. And it was just stupid to me. I'm sorry. If you know what I'm talking about in the comment section, just let me know. But when this character, you know, comes up every now and again, I'm like, what is happening here? And I wasn't feeling it. And I feel like there were really moments in this film where it just tried too hard. I think it tried too hard to kind of prove itself against all the previous Scream films. And a lot of people are saying that they feel like this movie is great. It's a great addition to the franchise. And I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it either. I just felt like it was just too on the nose. And some of the, like I said, some of the kills were just like overly like unrealistic, and some of the attacks were so brutal, but yet I'm like, how did you survive that? Like, no human, you would have bled out at this point. And it was okay, you know, for the directors that were behind it, with the source material that we had, and then wanting to honor the legacy of Wes Craven. I just really thought that we would get a little bit more than what we got from Scream 2022. It wasn't a terrible watch. It was pretty predictable. You can kind of guess who the killers are pretty quickly. And that is another thing that I was like, oh, okay, we know where this is going to go. It was kind of meh for me, guys. So I would say check it out if you're a huge fan of the Scream franchise, if you were looking forward to this one. But if this wasn't really top of your watch list for this year, then I would say just wait till it hits streaming and watch it that way. So let me know in the comments below what you thought about Scream 2022. And as always, y'all, like this video, share this video, subscribe to my channel, and I'm going to see y'all next time for something else. Thank y'all so much for y'all support, and I'm going to see y'all next time.
Hey, look, I talk my shit and keep it honest, keep it independent. I hear them hating, but that's only cause they inconsistent. He said the weapon wouldn't prosper, now they wouldn't form. I'm about to golf, I hit the middle and it's good and warm. I got the $1 million motors, I've been getting to it. I got the shit that boost your ego when you listen to it.